A very warm welcome, everyone, to our Play for Peace Tradition Transform monthly live session series. It's so lovely to have you all here, and we are very delighted to be gathering for our third session of 2026. And also, it's very interesting and a happy session, another happy session for all of us, because we are having our dear friend Maria Loskot all the way from Poland to facilitate today's session with us. And it's my privilege, joy, and gratefulness to introduce Maria. So, Maria is a psychologist, group facilitator, and experiential educator who loves bringing people together through play, nature, and shared experience. She is the founder of Play for Peace Warsaw Club, where she works with young people from diverse backgrounds, including refugees, and creating meaningful spaces for connection through camps and gatherings. She is also a member of the Play for Peace Council, helping strengthening our global community. Today's session, Together Through Challenges, really reflects her spirit and work. And we are excited to learn, connect, and experience this together with her. So, with that, let's warmly welcome Maria and begin our session with much love and spirit. Maria, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sintuja. Thank you for turning on the cameras. Hi, Faranas. Hi, Yusuf and Monica. So yeah, before I start every session, I usually do a little game just to balance and regulate myself and the group as well. So we usually do the finger catch activity that you will have in your playlists. It's easier to play it in person because it's about like physical touch. It works like this, that we connect in the circle like this, and we try to catch the finger of person that is next to us, but we'll not do that because we can't. So just instead, I want to invite you to show me with your fingers or type in the chat like what is your the level of your life energy today from 0 to 5. How you feel today? So you can take a second to feel, and then when you're ready you can share or show. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, we will do another like activity for the beginning, but first I will share a little bit about my story with Play for Peace, and then we will go to some activities, and I try to like some of them I will explain more, and some you will get to experience. We'll try to do as much as we can online. So I was doing like youth work since like for 10 years already. But when I met Play for Peace, it began to be more meaningful to me, and more I really decided to dedicate myself to this work, and also to dive in more also academically and professionally. So it started 4 years ago, like with Pray for Peace 3 years ago, but 4 years ago, when the full-scale war started in Ukraine, together with my organization, we were doing camps for Ukrainian youth and Polish youth, and we wanted to help them to welcome Ukrainian youth and integrate them into our new community. And we realized after this first summer that it's not an easy task, and when we are so different, we don't understand the language yet that well. and we have different cultures, and we realized we need to know, like, learn more about it, how to create international groups. And that's when I joined the project that was a training for Polish and Ukrainian youth leaders. And we invited Rich Ruchman with PEG Dublin that came to train us. And they trained us in motivational interviewing, but also sneaked in some like experiential education, but also they told that it's actually they're doing this with Play for Peace. And we started, I was asking questions to Rich, like how is it all working? And I was so amazed how, like, I just felt so invited and so calm when he was facilitating those activities, which is usually when I used to be more reserved to this kind of activities, and I didn't like to participate much. And he made me feel that I really want to be a part of the group. So I was wondering how it works, and I tried some of his activities during the summer. And I wanted to know everything, and I changed my studies to research about it, and then Rich connected me with Play for Peace and with Sarah, and Sarah proposed to has to open a club in Warsaw. So that was a really exciting journey from the beginning. And we, together with another facilitator, Ala Ivakina from Ukraine, we opened our club, and we had a regular meetings during the year. And we started also together with our young people. We were going to different places to do practice peace sessions at after school programming for refugee children. Yeah, so that was the journey, and then I got a chance to go to the US to meet more people from Play for Peace. And at that point, I already knew that I really want to be a part of this community that is so open and playful, but also very honest and straightforward at the same time, and is not avoiding difficult topics. So yeah, I practiced more, and then we started with our first camp. So we already had two camps, and this summer we are preparing our third camp. And today I will share with you mostly about the camp. And if you have some questions about our regular work, actually right now we are stopping like the regular meetings because we had some issues with the attendance of participants. So this is a challenge, but we still do the camp. So yeah, we can talk about it later if you're interested. Yeah, so maybe I'll share the presentation that I prepared for you to see how our camps looks like. Okay, so we will go to the first activity that I will also invite you to join. So this first activity is a gate to nature. Because yeah, I will tell you in a second how, like, what is our method, how the camps exactly look like. But as we do with participants, we start with activity, and then they can experience this themselves. So gate to the nature, it's a moment when they can enter this liminal space of the camp, which can help them get rid of other distractions and be really present together to work on to be more relaxed and regulated and be with their friends and grow their relationships and connections and the community. So this activity looks like that we ask them to build the gate in the nature. So we go to the forest, as you can see on this picture, and everybody should be included in this process. And they build the constructor together to symbolically enter this space of being present and being together in the nature. And then everybody pass through, and they throw away something that they want to leave behind before this camp. So it obviously requires already some level of trust to share what they want to leave behind, because it might be some difficulties that they have. So sometimes they would just go through and like not say anything. They don't need to share it. They don't want to. But today we will share something. You can either like share something you want to keep with you for this session, or you want to leave behind. So you can choose whatever you want to share today. So you can take a minute to think of an object. Maybe you have something around you, or just it can be symbolic, like a little box, or you can, like it can be an imaginary object. So think of something that represents something that you want to bring with you for this meeting. Or maybe if you can also share something that you don't want to bring, that you had something during the day that you want to leave behind and have a little space away from it. So take a moment, and if you're ready, you can put your hand on your head so I can see that you're ready. Okay. I already see some of you being ready. If you're not, you can type it later in the chat, but I will start and then I'll pass it over. So I have a dandelion here. It's a little white flower that I collected during my walk when I took a lunch break. And it represents presence and calm. We have spring here now, and everything is blooming, and it's so beautiful, and it keeps me so curious and amazed every time I go out. So it reminds me of the beauty of the world and being present. So that's my little dandelion that I keep here. And yeah, and I pass it over to Yusuf if you want to share. Yusuf, are you here? If you don't want to, you can pass to another person. You're muted, so we cannot hear you. Okay, I don't know if Yusuf can hear me, so maybe I'll pass it to Faranas. Faranas, do you want to share?
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Regarding the thing that I have thought about it, it was the color of grass. And whenever I get tired, I wanted to go to nature and see what do we have around of us. I usually feel better, and it helps me. I mean, feel comfortable. And most of the time, even I try to lie down in a place that is, everywhere is grace. And the smell that it has brings me, hope. And that after sometimes everything, everything has a time. And I believe in this, that such as grass that grow again, we also can grow again, and we will have another opportunity. It just reminds me the feel of alive.
Thank you so much. Do you want to pass it to another person?
Monica.
I leave my worries and finish tasks behind and bring joy to this meeting.
Thank you. You want to choose next person?
Next, okay. One more.
Yeah, maybe someone with the camera on. And
Yeah. And maybe Sintosha.
Yeah. So I take this pen in the table and I bring more reflection. And also the moment I take pen, I feel grounded and aligned. So I am bringing that to the session. Yeah. And I would love to pass to Javed.
Hello everyone.
hi, David.
I would like to, I took this paper cup, so I feel so when we use it, we feel with lots of sweet, lots of milk and freshness. So I bring this session with freshness and sweet, and I would like to pass it to Yusuf.
Can you unmute Yusuf? Because we cannot hear you. Oops, I'm sorry.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yes, Marian. For me, I bring this, I take this, the key. So I take it as a key that is going to open the objective and add this session to me. So I take a key. A key is a tool that opens the door that is closed. On this session, I'm taking it like a key to my project and the session. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if anyone else wants to share. We have Sandu and Kavinya. Do you want to share or you're just listening? Okay, so maybe we'll go to the next activity, and if anyone else wants to share, you can share your object in the chat. So I want to share with you a little bit more about our how we do our camps and what are our most important things. So I choose some pictures that represent that, and I don't have much of like bullet points because I didn't want to make it that academic. Just you can like see the picture and imagine the maybe the smell and the sounds. This is the picture from the side of the river, and we were making flower crowns with few people. And this represents nature and everything that nature can give us. So being away from other distractions, being regulated, being in the challenging environment. So without electricity. Here you can see we sleep in the tents. We build them. We put them by ourselves. So it's not very often. It's not comfortable. But we go through it together, and we believe that this really brings people together when we prepare food. Together we kind of serve each other. We also walk. We go on a journey together. Our first camp was stationary, but another one and this next one will be a hiking camp. So we move to another place every night. So we observe the world. We also try to be in a different place to disconnect from our everyday life, to maybe take a different perspective, different view on our lives. We learn different skills, how to be more kind of self-sufficient, how to feel more competent and resilient. So this picture shows our participants learning how to navigate with the map and the compass. This is the picture that represents being present and activities that helps us feel more grounded and connected. I will share you more later about what this activity represents. So yeah, but being present, being like simple, and obviously games. This is the Moonball game. It's not in the playlist. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that after this session you will get a playlist from Kikori, our app where we have all the activities from Play for Peace. So our lovely team, Sintuja, made prepared the playlist with all the activities, so you will get them later. But yeah, so we play games for different purposes, as you know how our Play for Peace games works. But being playful and keeping the spirit up is a very important element. Yeah, so that was kind of our work in the nutshell. It's like a very, just like few pictures, so you can imagine and maybe see a little bit the scenery and all. And then going to the activities, I want you to again participate if you can, to stand up. And this is our the camera is like zooming in when I'm standing up, so I don't know how much you can see. But so this is the activity that's called fireworks, and it's a way of celebrating after when we want to greet someone or express gratitude when someone prepared a meal or something. So we clap our thighs. I don't know, you probably cannot see when we do that. Yes. We clap our thighs. Then we clap together our hands. And then we snap around our head. Okay, so let's try again together. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, the computer is kind of following me, so you cannot see. But thank you so much for joining. It's a really fun activity, and it's like a ritual that connects the group. So it really works in our group. And so another activity I wanted to share with you, it's a cooking activity that we invented when we were thinking how we can make like our everyday tasks more fun and more also as a learning opportunity. And it was the day when it was raining all day. We couldn't get out. We were just like staying in a barn, like a wooden barn all day. And we thought about what we could do, and we created this activity called cooking activity. And maybe we can come up with a better name later. So in this process, we thought that we divided our participants into little groups for cooking because we had like a little camping stove for them, and we usually would do that as well, like during the whole camp. But at the beginning, we wanted to make it more intentional, so they really can use this experience as a way of learning about collaboration, communication, and leadership. So they picked one person that is a chief of the team, and this person had a recipe with the meal they were about to make. Two people were responsible for cooking, and only them could touch the pots and the food. And then last person was responsible to gather the ingredients, and they only got like few random things that could not go together for one meal, so they had to trade it with other groups. So the chief could only give directions, and he couldn't touch the food. So you can see on the picture how he's trying to explain them what to do. Ideally, we asked them not to look at the group, but it was too hard for them, so they moved facing like each other. And I should tell you that this activity was very messy, and it was really challenging for them. And we made a vegetable curry, which for me is like a basic meal that I would cook every time. But for them, it was like some exotic food they never saw, they never heard of. Like they heard that it exists, but they never prepared it. So they thought it's a fancy something that we asked them to do. So they kind of freaked out, and the result was really crazy. Like every group made something else, and it was a really interesting interesting way of making a curry. And so it was also learning for us that it's not like what we think it's obvious, it's not obvious for our members, so participants. So it's important to give like directions and then ask later for feedback. But then we also, to dive a little bit deeper to this, why it was so messy, in a way to debrief it, we made another activity, and we asked a chief to draw a simple image on the paper, and then without showing it to the group and facing backward, he was explaining them step by step how to draw this image. And then they were comparing the two images of the chief and the team. And obviously, not obviously, but they were not the same. They were slightly different. And we discussed how is that, and how is this experience similar to the experience with cooking. And after the discussion, one boy said that it really felt it showed him, this cooking activity, that it was very similar to his experience when he first arrived to Poland, and he didn't speak Polish at that point, and everyone thought that he does because he looks similar and he kind of can get the sense, but not exactly. So like he knows that like how cooking works in general, but didn't know this exact recipe. So he was confused, as he was confused when someone was talking to him in Polish. And we were sharing this experiences together. So it was a really interesting activity that grew into a bigger, deeper discussion and sharing. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you. And another one is I wanted to invite you to see a short video from our camp. I need to first share the voice as well. Okay. So yeah, maybe let's just like listen to it and try to enjoy it and be present, and then we'll talk about how do you think we used it, and like what it can be good for at the camp. So let's listen and watch. Okay, so this is a dandelion dance. Dandelion is this little flower I showed you, and it represents the 3 stages of the dandelion. So we start. It's like it's small. It's closed for the night, and then it's when the light comes, the sun comes. It's open a little bit, and then it open a little bit more. So this is the night stage where we stopped. And if you would like to share in the chat or just if you want to speak about what do you think, how did you feel looking at us dancing, and how we can use this dance with in our work with youth.
Yeah, so when I was seeing that, it was so soothing and meditative. And also, like, I was feeling that nature and we are listening to music, and music is sort of a, uh, you know, uh, it's an art, and also it's a form of expression. And then you embody the flower of dandelion, and then you move and you see. It's something, I don't know, I can't wait to go back to our community, Maria, and like try it with our children in the camp and say that it's from you and it's from Poland, and it's so exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a meditative dance, so it definitely can bring participants to presence, and because the steps are very simple, but you need to focus a little bit to count the steps. But if you're lost, it's really interesting that the circle will carry you. So maybe you saw there was a one boy that couldn't really catch up, but he was still following the group, and he felt in a way that he's a part of it. And then when we were sharing in the circle at the end of the day, I asked them how was it for them, and they shared that it was really weird. Some of them, because some said that it was really beautiful and peaceful moment, but some shared that it was weird. And I asked them why they still participated, because they had a choice. They could just step back, but they said that everyone was there. Like, how could we, like, so the circle was such a strong thing that they wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, that was a really interesting thing to me. And also yeah, like, yeah, the presence and being with a group and feeling belonging. And also it's such a kind of easy way. You don't need to talk, you don't need to do anything, but you're a part of something bigger. So it's really beautiful and calming, and it's a really beautiful way of connecting with others. So yeah, that was the dandelion dance. And then I want to go back to the presentation, but I'm lost in my, maybe I will share this again because I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Next activity. This is the most kind of activity that Sintoja asked me to prepare, like how we transformed our traditional games, because the one I shared with you are activities that worked for us, but I also picked them from other traditions. But Flags is a game. Sorry, I just want to move this window so I can see. Yeah, Flags, it's a game that we play for ages in our organization. And it has many benefits. It usually takes place in the nature, and we need to collaborate in the teams, but between the teams, it's highly competitive. So the original version works this way, that we have few groups from maybe 3 to how many we need, how many participants we have. And then every group builds their base camp, and they have their flags that they need to protect, and also they need to steal flags from other groups. And also they are only safe in their base camp, and if they're in another territory, they can get tagged, or as we called it, killed. And this person needs to go to the hospital and get cured and regain new life. And then there were also events during this game where you could get extra points. And this was also very competitive usually. So I remember this game as a child. It's very frustrating. And also, like, the only thing that our mentors made us a little bit less competitive, or like, I don't know, twisted in the end, was that we were gaining points all day, or sometimes it took us few days to play this game. And then in the end, there is the final event that all the points that you gain during the game doesn't count. And there is a random group that finally wins. So everyone is frustrated, lost, nobody knows who and why won. But the emotions were so high during all the game, and so it's very confusing. And I always hated this game, and I usually stayed in the base camp all the time because I was so stressed out about being killed. So I didn't have the best experience with that. But then kids are very often asking for that because it's fun. It's very like high energy game. So this last year, they also asked us to play Flags, and I was so against it at the beginning. But then I thought, okay, how we can make it more maybe collaborative, or transform it a little bit, so it's fun for everyone. And we did a little shift in the events. We made a collaborative games during those events, and there were just like breaks to regulate and have fun together. And that was one thing that really worked. And also we did a debrief in the end, which is, I think, a key to any activity we do, even if it's not maybe the most collaborative, or it sometimes maybe touches some difficult parts of us. But then if we talk about it later, then we can help our kids process that, and then it can be a learning experience anyways. So it was very emotional because it was still competitive. So we had cry and frustration and anger and release sweat and blood. But then we really dived into that, like what happened, why we were so angry at each other that someone maybe stepped 1 second before, and like who is winning, because we couldn't decide. And it's so important who this flag belongs to who. So this really understanding why we got so emotional and what competition makes with us and why we need that and maybe why we don't and why we want to also search for another forms of being together. It was a really interesting discussion. So this game is also in Kikori. It's not very detailed. So if you're interested in this game, I can maybe send you, or I will also upload the full version in Kikori soon. But it's an interesting way uh, to dive deeper into competition versus collaboration and how do we feel in it. So yeah, that was the last activity I wanted to share with you, and here you can see the summary of all the activities we were talking about today, and maybe because I didn't have much of like bullet points and information, so I wanted to put it together. So maybe you have any questions or sharings or anything you want to add to that list, so we have a little moment to discuss.
Yeah. So, Maria, we have a few questions in the chat box. The one is that from Yusuf that he's wanted to ask you that is there any song to sing when we are playing this activity of Dandelion, like or like you use any music and how sort of the instruction will be? Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't think there is a song, but maybe it would be fun to invent it so we can be like device free in this activity. So we should definitely think of maybe Play for Peace version to do that. But for now, I can share the music, the recording, Summer, or maybe I can attach it in Kikori. We can see about the technical part, but I can share that with you. And also in Kikori, you have a link to YouTube video about the group that did that, and you can observe the steps. In Kikori, it's also explained, but maybe it's not that intuitive how to do that, because I just like divided this like step and then cross leg, and so you can maybe from observing, or I can record another video, or we can just like have a call if you're interested in learning this beautiful dance.
Thank you, Maria. Another question is that from the chat is that when you say you work with Ukrainian refugees and youth who are facing difficulty, it means you deal with trauma. So, and in the context of trauma, when you bring nature, how effective it is, or as a psychologist, how you see that? That is sort of the question, yeah.
So nature can be like a really gentle regulation of the nervous system. Obviously, it can be sometimes if someone experienced trauma in like nature environment, it can be tricky if it was in this settings. But this is like a specific case that then we need to discuss with this person how to take care of that. But in general, like being in the nature, it's just very, very calming and leaves us from other distractions, so our brain can just focus on being here and now, which can just connect our frontal cortex with amygdala and kind of bring us back together, and we can think more clearly when our brain is not alerted. Yeah, I just figured out how to come back to the chat. So yeah, I don't, Sintuja, if you're like updated, you can see I'm just trying to catch up. But if
Sorry, Maria.
that I'm trying to catch up with the questions and like what was in the chat, but do you see something?
Yeah, these are the two questions, Maria,
Okay.
that we have.
Okay.
And so with that, I would love to sort of open up for any feedback, anything that we learn in this engagement with Maria, any thoughts from us?
Bye. Thank you. And
Yeah, Sandachaya, yes.
Hello. Hi.
Sandachaya. Hi.
I think you all can hear me, and I am here to give a feedback. And even though I had some questions, I think I got answers for them based on the two questions you asked. So you answered, and I was truly fascinated by the session, the engagement, especially how the nature, how avoid the distractions and reject them and focusing here and now in this present moment. That truly fascinated me, because I know that engaging in the present moment is the point of everything. I just want to say thank you so much, and this was the first session I joined in this context, I think, and I'm truly fascinated by the session, and thank you so much for everyone. Thank you.
thank you
Really
so much.
loved it.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
So much. Parana.
Thank you so much, Maria. It was great. It was really, it was really interesting to me. Actually, these days I'm at home. I'm on leave because I had a bad, incident, and I was really felt tired and disappointed, or I was feeling that I'm getting depressed. But thank you so much that you conducted decisions. It was really helpful to me, and I'm very happy to see all of you again. And just wanted to let you know if I can leave because I cannot sit. My neck is getting pain again. I should lay down. And yeah, thank you, Santija, that you let me know about the session. Actually, I forgot it. And I'm really grateful for joining this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Faranas. Yeah, of course, get rest and take care, and hopefully you'll get better. We're sending you a lot of love and energy.
Thank you, all of you. Take care. Bye.
Okay. So, yeah, anyone else, or we're closing slowly the session?
I think we have arrived with all that feedbacks and fascination and energy and spirit that you brought to sort of close the session, because we are a few more minutes to finish the hour that we have. So thank you so much for everyone who took their time and space to join today. And you will be receiving an email with the recorded session of Maria, and also activity packet with playlist link in our Kikori app with all the 6 activities that Maria explained, for you to take it and use in your work and do the things. And also, I'm so grateful to thank Maria for accepting the invitation and also like coming forward and offer the thought that you love to do the tradition transform session, and also the way you brought nature and shared experience, play, and divided communities together. And it's so fabulous. And also to go through the session with you, not only with words and stories, but with pictures, and your lived energy and wisdom with it is so special. And also, it reminds us how powerful play is and how powerful to be connect with nature, and also how powerful to think about psychological work and educational work in the lens of nature and all. So it's amazing. So we all, on behalf of global community of Play for Peace, we love to thank you, Maria, and we are so excited the much more things together in the future. And also, once again, thank you everyone for joining today's session and being with us for this 1 hour and sharing your thoughts, presence, and spirit. And every month, Global Play for Peace community offers this series of session on tradition transformed. And next month, we are going to have with another exciting resource person, Anand from India. And we wish you all will join, and please follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more details and more updates. So with that all the spirit and with the prayer of peace and belief of compassion, let's close the session today. Thank you all.